Today being Friday, it doesn't feel any different than if we normally record on our Thursdays, but it's been about a month, Ricky, since we've sat down to record. And for that, I do apologize, but blame some traveling going to and from shows. But either way, we are here. Football started. We can even dive into that. We have a new grading report to discuss and a bunch of drama here at the in the hobby for the most part. But before we dive into anything, we must get our pleasantries out of the way. Pardon the messy background. The warehouse is still a transformative space of disasterness. But Ricky, good morning, and how are you doing on this fine, fine day?
I'm good. It's getting a little cold in Chicago, but James, the boys are here this weekend. Nationals versus Cubs, so I got to see the young goat, new future MVP. So that'll be fun. But yeah, how you doing?
I could be better, I think. I mean, I'm still in a positive, chippy mood because we're here to sit down and talk about the hobby. That's always fun. Being at the shop is a very pleasant space for me to be at, so that's always exciting. But yeah, it just son had he had a I can't think of it temperature a fever, thank you, and then he got hand, foot, and mouth, and then I got a sore throat and the symptoms, so it's been a disaster, but it's not contagious from adults to adults, so that's good to know. I thought one of my adult molars was falling out, so that's why we had to postpone yesterday's to today because I had to make an emergency dentist appointment. I'm pretty much at the end of the day, I'm just overreacting. My tooth is normally wiggly. I guess that there's some wiggle in adult teeth, and that's normal. I was bamboozled because, like, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about teeth. But no, I am ultimately good. I'm still trying to decompress and just kind of gather myself from these bunch of shows that either vended or attended at the summer card show tour is over. Thank goodness. We can definitely dive into that. What's that?
That was a good run.
It was an exciting run. It was definitely something that I would love to do again, but I definitely need to kind of plan it a lot better. But ultimately, to answer your question, I am good, although of the stress and drama that's going on. But I'm very excited to dive into today's episode with you and everyone that is watching / listening. Before I dive into anything, though, I do want to give a big shout out to Keon for becoming a Case Hit member over on our channel membership program. Super awesome. Thank you so much. Keon, absolute goat. He is awesome. So thank you very much. I want to give him a big shout out there. But where do we want to start, Ricky? Because we have a ton to talk about, and a lot of it's drama based, if I'm being honest.
How about well, since we just talked about the card show tour, let's talk about the West Coast card show.
Sure. It felt similar, less chaotic, but similar to the national. Vendors are vendors, people walking around, your repack streamers pretty much are the ones walking around, running around, buying a bunch of cards. They got the Sharpie, they got the sticky note, they got card ladder open, they got their little wheelie case sitting down, comping everything out. And so that hasn't changed. It was cool though because of the space, like the convention center itself, Anaheim with downtown Disney and Disney itself right there. So there was a lot of really cool vibes. It was well organized, it was well run, and it couldn't ask for anything more from that point of view. Now, my problem is this. And this was even from Fanatics Fest. And I wish I noticed it from, I wish I noticed that Fanatics Fest, but I didn't. Same thing from the National. And this is kind of where the big problem is. These vendors are buying, and that's great. They're buying at a rampant pace that they've never bought before, but they're paying too strong, way too strong. I took a couple pictures and I plan on making a separate video about this, is that these vendors are buying not at 60, 70, 75, or 80% anymore. They're buying at 90, 95, 100%. Now, listen, that's great for the person selling the card. All the power. That's awesome. But when the vendor buys at that high percentage, and I'm diving deep into this right now because this needs to be discussed about. When a vendor buys that strong, what is the result of that? They price and they tag that card at a strong price. let's say the card's worth 100, but they paid 100 for it. They're going to tag it at 115, 120 to make something on it. And then when we go around, there's no reason for them to sell it to us for less because they know that their repacker Timmy is going to come around and give them 90, 95, 100% on that card. So it's a bad dilemma for collectors, shop owners, people who are, looking to just kind of have some fun in the hobby, you casual flippers for that matter. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're not streaming on Whatnot and you're not a vendor at a show, it's a very, very murky waters right now. And we were able to see that with the National, people going to the VIP room. If you're not sitting down at a table selling, you're walking around buying. And though we didn't have that VIP room, that's all that it was. People just wanted 85, 90% on stuff. Vendors were just hard firm at their price. So that is where I think this whole, I guess it kind of blends 2 points into one. I guess I'm kind of discussing about the vendor repacker dilemma that I mentioned here, but also from the West Coast Card Show. You couldn't get hardly any deals at the show. I'm going to stick to my local shows. I'm going to stick to my small local shows moving forward. That's my thought on it.
It's tough because obviously from their perspective, like I get it, get that you can, if people are paying 110%, why not get it,
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like this isn't a repacker focused show officially. Like people are going there because they're collectors, buying, selling, all that stuff. But they can't do that if you're only pricing it for repackers.
Agreed. Huh?
It's just so obvious how when people are money focused in this hobby, like, come on now.
Like, I'm all for a buying sign. And I think you even were the one that sent me months ago from like a Collecticon or whatever, where some guy had like a buying at like 55% or something, and next to him was like a 75%. So like, transparency can bite you in the ass sometimes, or it could both. And these guys are clearly busy. I mean, they got a couple people. I don't know. Can you see the mouse? Yeah, you can. So you got a couple people. Kid right here. It looks like someone right here, and there might be kind of dealing. They're both on their phones. Probably on Card Ladder. I heard Card Ladder was shot on like Saturday. I heard it was down. So like it, and then I got another one that I will. Can I go? Oh, I can't go. I can't share two pictures. That would have been awesome. These were the people that were behind me. You can see my blue tablecloth. Where's the picture on my computer? Hold on, I gotta find this. Where is on my computer? Here it is. And pull that back up. Okay, perfect. So there's my blue tablecloth right here. There's Donnie. You can see Donnie right here. And of course, he's on his phone. Kid's up there selling. He's got there looking to go through cards as well. And these kids were computer based. It's their first show. They already are buying at 100% on their first show. I mean, that's just a spelling disaster. But of course, you need to compete. And by them going on YouTube and watching their favorite influencers buy it 100%, this is what they think that they need to do in order to compete. Right. And that's not the case, or never was the case, but apparently it's now becoming the case. So it's this was probably my biggest negative takeaway from the West Coast Card Show. Now, the selection was great, whether it was Pokemon or sport. There was a great selection of both vintage and modern for sports. Few tables had some sealed product and supplies. The Pokemon Pavilion, what they called it, had a ton of great, cool cards ranging from SARs and alt arts to kind of like the 2010s to early vintage, mid vintage, graded, sealed. I mean, it was just a great selection of stuff all around. Everybody, I loved everybody. Had the little can. I don't know if I can, like the little monopod that sticks here, and they have the little camera pointing down at their vendor booth for like kind of like a little POV. Almost every Pokemon vendor had that. And it's just, I mean, for security purposes, that's fine. But of course, everyone's making content nowadays because that's what apparently sells is look at what I'm selling today. Look what I'm buying today. I'm spending 20 grand. We've talked about this before. It's all that hype. It's not even like a hobby anymore for people. So that was something I noticed at the National, but this is it's just hit the nail hit the head no hit the nail in the coffin
Hit
of
the nail
my
on the
I hit the nail in the head. Yeah. Hit the nail in the coffin of just a sour taste right now that I have for, I'm not going to say the hobby, but just for shows in general, especially your bigger shows.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, because then that makes it tough on the normal folk who
Makes it
are
tough for
like,
everybody.
yeah, like you people who are trying to populate a store. It's like you can't pay 90, 100% because then you're gonna have to charge your customers 120%, and obviously you don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have these guys whose only overhead is paying rent to their mom every month, doing repacks, and they
Mm-hmm.
get to just rake in all the benefits.
And we're going to talk about overhead and such at card shows in a little bit, but I kind of want to touch upon one more thing before we kind of pivot is recently, well, actually throughout the dawn of time, really, at least I've experienced, and I'm sure you might have experienced this as well from a seller's perspective, is when people are looking to get rid of their cars, they're looking to sell because the market's high or they bought into it too high and they just want to sell it now and get what they can, or they bought too much, a bill's coming up, whatever the excuse is. But my favorite thing is when they're looking to sell a card that they bought for, let's say, $1,000, and next thing you know, it's a $200 card. Not to brush up bad memories, but we can use a slow poke here for an example for you where you bought it a little too high and now you're just
Well,
like, yeah,
drowsy,
whatever. Drowsy, thank you.
drowsy.
Drowsy, yeah. And I mean, we've seen that with quarterbacks, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, $1,000, $2,000 cards. Now they're like $50, and that's like my favorite. Well, I don't want to say it's my favorite, but it's like, where was the intelligence when you bought it? Where was the self-awareness and the market awareness? Whatever. The point is we're going to be seeing that from vendors probably in the near future because maybe the repacker buddies couldn't buy it, or they couldn't agree on a price, or they're at a different show, or they spent all their money. So now the vendor who paid 100% comps for the card, oh, the last one sold for 80% of the last comp. And then the one after that sold for 80% of that comp. And then the card just keeps going down and down in value. And that's how vendors, shop owners like me, and collectors like everyone else get stuck with cards because the price just trickles down. That's where the whole 80, 70, 75, 60, whatever percent, vendors or shop owners like to buy at, that's where that percentage kind of comes in and gives you a buffer to kind of brace for a little bit of market volatility. And obviously it gives you room to be able to make money on the card, because that's what we need to do in order to turn lights on. So I think we're going to see a dramatic fall off from vendors who are buying super duper strong, because I think we're going to see a fall off on collectors and people participating in these repacks on Whatnot. And that's how these vendors are making all their money, from their repacker friends.
And
It's all connected.
I hope that's what happens. Not that I want to see anyone fail, but I want to see people enjoy the hobby again, be able to enjoy the hobby at least. But oh my god, what was I about to say? I always wondered how many times like a card gets repackaged in a repack. Like this, like card A sold to a repacker. Someone wins that card from a repacker, and then since they won it at like a good price, they'll sell it back to a different repacker. Now that card is in another repack. I've
And it
always
just keeps
wondered how
going
often.
on and on and on.
I've always wondered how many times that happens.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I was having this conversation with someone literally yesterday, because we were just talking about numbers and percentages and deals and all that stuff. And there's somebody that always loses at the end of the day. Now, whether that's someone paying $1,000 to open that Spectre hobby box in order to get that $100 card, then they get that card graded. It's now $300 and then they sell it for $300. And then the next person's able to make money on the card. It doesn't matter, at that point, because whoever spent $1,000 already lost. Now, maybe somebody bought it for $300 and now the card's only worth $200 and they sell it for $200. Now that person lost. So no matter how many wins there are along the way from transaction to transaction, somebody at the end of the day, whether it's the beginning or at the end, maybe somewhere in the middle, are always losing. And that's just quite unfortunate because you shouldn't have to feel like a loser or lose in general in this hobby or any hobby for that matter.
It's tough for sure. It's crazy because, first of all, Pokemon Pavilion needs to replace Vintage Village at the National.
But it's for the collectors, man.
What's going on here?
This is the world's greatest breakers, self-proclaimed world's greatest breakers, doing some kind of repack. I think they're looking to do a break of Origins right now, but you can see all their repacks in the background.
Yeah, and I hate all the theatrics.
And I mean, what are we doing? Multi-sport break or whatever, free break. I mean, we're not even opening the product. We're not even getting to the cards. I mean, this is like one reason why I think, not to go on a whatnot or a live streaming tangent here, is just it takes too long. There's 13 spots left. Who wants the freaking Colts and what was that, the Buccaneers? And then you're gonna get the Pacers and the Magic, if that's how that works. Look at this. Like, it's cool, but like, get to the damn box. So I
want to see how much the spots are going for.
I don't know, but nope. $490. What are we doing? People are still spending hundreds of dollars on one break spot. And I'm sure this guy probably has multiple spots.
Like I fell in love with it too early in my life.
It's just,
what's the outcome of that going to be?
I don't trade two teams for one new team. So you can trade teams now. No more stash and passes or get 3 pick 2s. No, you can trade. I'll trade you the Colts and the Bucks for, I don't know, the Chargers. I don't know.
It's been so long.
What do you got here? The Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, Star Wars. I'll trade you Luke Skywalker for Anthony Richardson in a first-round pick.
What is going on?
I'll trade you the Miami Dolphins for Darth Vader. That's a fair deal. But like, I got 170 in credits. Ooh,
this is so stupid.
It was $2. Now it's $600. People are just spamming the keyboard.
5 down below. Here we go.
Okay. I can't do this anymore. But see how ludicrous this is.
I have my share of stupid,
Drowsies.
hobby spending habits, time wasting stuff, whatever. But that stuff is just so dumb.
And this is where the repackers that are swarming the shows are taking the cards that they're buying to do this stuff. Titans, Grizzlies, Cardinals. I can't see the other team. I'll trade you Stan Musial for Elvis Presley. I mean, how about Cam Ward for Justin Fields? This one only has the Lions, Pistons, and Tigers. Well, what about Star Wars?
I'll trade you Elsa for Mike Trout.
That seems like a fair deal. I mean, but that's what we're doing on here. I can't watch this anymore. I have to exit out of it.
And then it's like people get people get excited when they hit that 3,000 card on a $500 spot, but how many times have you bought that $500 spot?
Amen. And like, how many times are you walking away from that break feeling like you either made your money back, not profited, just made your money back, or are at least satisfied? If you spend $500 on a break spot, but you got a cool car, say it's only worth $300, but it's a really nice car that you wanted, okay, you can kind of justify that as a win. Not financially, but at least you got what you wanted. But I mean, this is the problem that we're seeing at card shows is all these cards that are being bought by people with the suitcases rolling up with the Sharpies and sticky notes are bringing them onto here, and it's trickling down. So whether it's people like you and me or little Timmy and little Johnny and Susie, they can't go to these shows and just get $5 off a card. Oh, sorry, honey, I can't because my repacker friend's right there and he's gonna buy it at 98.5%. But again, these vendors are buying cards at such a high level at a high price because they know the repackers are going to come around to buy it to do dumbass shows like this.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's the problem. But hey, we can only bitch about it. There's nothing we can do to change it.
Right.
So, I mean, we both want to see change, but there's not going to be any change. Hopefully organic change happens. You know how like breaking sports products is kind of taking a back seat? I think that's what we'll kind of see. This will kind of slowly take a back seat because something else will become a thing.
I was going to say, but then that just means something else is going to replace it. And Lord only knows what that's going to be.
Labubu's! I'll trade you 2 Labubu's for a Shadur Sanders RPA. That's pretty much what we're doing. That's a good trade. Alrighty. I think enough complaining about drama and stuff like that. Okay, so I guess sticking on with card shows, actually, we can talk about more drama. Something that we've had nothing to do with, guys. So it's not like we experienced this and we're complaining about it. This is something that is public information online. Is a show promoter from a show down in Florida posted this sign with a preceding lengthy Facebook post, and I'll share that in a second, and I'll read it to you guys. But the sign says, any customers that are caught trying to sell, buy, or make deals with cards with any other customers, so show attendees, deals between 2 show attendees, without buying a table will be thrown out. So if you do not have a table, you cannot make a deal with another attendee who also doesn't have a table. So before I kind of read the whole post thing, Ricky, how does this sit with you? Does it make sense? Is it justified? Is it way out of whack and out of left field? I want to hear your thoughts.
So for a small show, that's kind of ridiculous. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Like, we'll walk into the National. When you walk into the building, the first thing you're going to see is people in the lobby on the floor, with little makeshift displays and setups and tables. So it's like, I can understand vendors being upset that people get to just make their own tables for free, and that's the first thing they see. I mean, I wasn't in the VIP lounge, so you could probably speak more about that. I'm assuming it's the same thing. People claim tables and set up their cards.
That's all that it was. And
yeah.
I can go on my channel and try to find one of the vlogs where it just kind of has it kind of shows you what the lounge looks like. I can look that up while you're talking. But that is exactly what it is. It's just it was, if you didn't have a table, you were walking around buying, and if you did have a table, then you were set up selling. That's literally what it was.
So like, I can understand vendors being upset about that, and at the end of the day, that does fall on the promoter. But to say people can't trade at all with each other, it's kind of crazy.
How do you differentiate between those that are buying, selling, or trade? I mean, I guess buying and selling would be the same transaction, but trading technically wouldn't be.
Right. Like, so say like someone goes up to a vendor table and say, "Hey, do you have this card?" And the vendor says no. But then one who's next to them is like, "Oh, I have this card." They can't make the deal. Like, why would they not be able to buy and sell with each other?
I completely agree. I'm still trying to find like a good shot. Um, I agree that I think it's a little out of whack on the um the small shows, but the big shows, this absolutely needs to be implemented on the big shows, because walking into the national and people are just sitting on the ground in the lobby, or people are just sitting in line to get the trade night badges, and they're just taking up all this space just with their cards out, I think is absolutely ridiculous. For bigger shows, the vendor cost for that booth or table, whatever it may be, is obviously going to be a lot more than, say, your local VFW show where it's like 30, 40, $50 maybe. So like there needs to be like some level of respect that goes into those guys that's paying multiple thousands of dollars to set up, probably thousands of dollars or $1,000 in hotel fees, and then you got to mix in food. So their overhead, circle back to the overhead, is going to be way higher than paying $150 just to get the VIP badge in order to just get in the VIP lounge.
Not even not to mention the hotel room, the hotel lobby vendor, little makeshift vendor tables.
Mm-hmm.
That was ridiculous.
Like there was hotels that were shutting down trade nights. And
every square inch of table that the hotel had, people took to make up their own little sections.
like it's okay. Hold on, here we go. Here's probably one of the best shots I'm gonna find. Is does that switch it? So you can see. Sorry, it's on the other screen. Cards laid out on the table, and that's literally every single table is like that. Like it took me a couple minutes just to find a table to sit down just to eat lunch one day, maybe like Friday or Saturday. And it's just, where am I supposed to just throw my cheap ass cheeseburger that I had for 4 straight days to eat it? Nowhere. And I was at trade night, I think on either Thursday or Friday. I think it was, I forget what day. And it was well way worse than this. The aisles were crammed, the tables were crammed, and I didn't get any footage of it because I was like overheating, getting claustrophobic. I had to get out of there. But this is, I think this level, that's how I'm like waving my mouse around, expecting you guys to see it. This is just, I think you can see, here's a showcase right here. This is a showcase, not this black box here, not that gray box. This right here. Oh no, that's a Zion case. Never mind, that's a Zion case. But there were display cases at set up here, and I didn't get any clips of that. But I mean, just ridiculous. And look, looking up cards on his phone. Let me play the clip. So
See, for me, the thing that I like have to, I take into account oftentimes when I
going
make
through
these
cards,
is
and of course
work
I'm feeding
before
into
I
the
can put it
problem.
out for
You know,
sale.
I'm buying cards. You can
So,
see
like,
cards
a
just
lot
kind
of
of sold out.
All asking 100%.
Yep. Oh crap. I'm trying to showcase, these cards are just perched up against the showcase, against the Zion case.
Like I'll probably end up putting.
Crap. I want to try to get like a.
All asking 100%. All have case hits.
The cards.
There we go. You can see it, how they're just perched up right there against the Zion case. Everyone's on their card ladder. Everyone's on eBay. Everyone's on Alt or whatever. And yeah, everyone has case hits. Case hits aren't case hits, really, in my opinion. Just, they're cool. Yes, don't get me wrong. They look awesome. They're really special. They're hard to pull. There's nothing against that. It's just unless it's numbered, Ricky, I could care less because there's thousands of them out there, thousands.
Right.
So,
Like
yeah.
I'll probably end up putting in my own
the guy.
dollar
I
box,
ended up
but
buying.
then I need someone. I don't blame you.
Right there.
All right, let's see.
See, I ended up. Oh, here's an ad.
Stop playing with your fanny pack.
Hold on, let's get through this ad.
You need the bearskin deck to go.
There's some
I
football,
ended up
there's some
buying
baseball
the
mixed in
value
here as
boxes
well.
off here. You can see
I
cards
know I
right
mentioned I
here,
wasn't really
too.
looking for this stuff, but the stuff I was looking
ended up
for,
buying the value.
slab
I mean, people
baseball
were bringing
and
value
slab
boxes
Pokemon wasn't really
into the
happening. I
show
wasn't able to really find a
to-
lot of stuff.
to sell 'em,
So I
and it's
pivoted.
just
My friend,
egregious.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I bought a few. So I guess at the end of the day, I wanted to read you guys the blurb. Window.
Oh, yeah, I saw that post. That was crazy.
Good morning, everyone. The Lake Worth Sports Card and Collectibles Show. I'm going to guess it's a 50-60 table show. I have zero idea. Do not quote me for it. I have no idea, but it doesn't seem like a small show, like a super small show. And also doesn't feel like a massive show. Good morning, everyone. Over the last few months, I have noticed an epidemic happening at card shows in South Florida. It seems that a lot of people, not just kids, feel that they can walk into a show with a box of cards, find another customer, and go up front and make deals without buying a table. I actually caught 2 guys buying and selling cards in the bathroom. That's a little much. Hey, don't pee on that. That's a PSA 9. Don't pee on that. I do not give a shit how you reword it or explain it. When you come into a card show as a customer and think you can buy and sell to other customers, that is bleeping stealing. I think stealing is a little strong of a word, but I do understand the context.
It's not the right word, but it is.
Like his message gets across. Yeah.
It's like going to a bar and bringing your own alcohol.
Yeah, like sneaking in like nips.
You're not technically stealing from them, but you're stealing business from them.
Mm-hmm. That is all it is. Pieces of crap that want to win the lottery without buying a ticket. Okay. I mean, yeah. My dealers are paying for a table. This is what was going on when I was ranting about the National and the VIP room. My dealers are paying for a table for the opportunity to buy and sell cards, and these mother effers walk in here, pay nothing, and take sales away from my dealers. Couldn't agree more. I completely understand. I talked this over with the Polish club where they have the show in my security team, and we decided that if we catch any customer dealing with another customer in any way, we will throw both of them out. If they do it again, they will be banned. The problem is that I cannot spend all day watching them, but my security can. The inmates do not run the prison. I do. I will protect my dealers no matter what. We will have signs up at my next show. I'm sorry, people, but this needs to stop. I agree with this line of thinking.
Right.
I think he's, with the exception of the explicit language, I think he's completely in the right. I think he's trying to take the necessary steps in order to protect his dealers, which any showrunner or promoter should do. And again, if you're paying, maybe not in this case, but again, for the National, $1,500, $2,000 plus all the other expenses, why should some guy be able to pay $150 for a VIP badge, go upstairs, sit at the table, and never even see the show floor? They don't even leave. They just sit up there for 8 hours. They don't have to. Exactly. Now, of course, that is a drastic example in comparison to this guy's show here. But I mean, at the Cranston show, which I think you've been to a couple times, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a bar when you walk in on the right side. There's a bar over there, and people do deals there all the time. I've never seen deals done in the bathroom, but I mean, to each his own. And you're right. I mean, that's why I don't like to do consignment. I think it's very similar because I don't want, say, you, Ricky, to spend your $100 on somebody else's card for me just to make $10, 10%, or whatever the percentage is, where I'd rather you spend your $100 on my card and I get the whole $100. Similar, not the same, but similar. So I completely understand. And I think for the big shows, I would not hate if this is implemented.
Yeah, it's tough because you can't can't stop people from buying and selling and trading with each other. Like that's the whole point of the hobby. But if I was a dealer, I would be a little upset as well. So I understand both sides. I think there needs to be a better solution than just banning someone who, discusses or trades with someone. But I agree it is a problem.
Like, no matter what you do, whether you ban customers from buying and selling to each other, or if you don't, you're going to upset somebody. Now, I think he's gone to this extent because vendors have probably said something. I think you might not even, if you're a showrunner, you might not even notice this or even take note of it unless someone else says something about it. So whether he enacts this policy, he'll upset the customers who attend. If he doesn't enact something like this or take some kind of charge, then the vendors are going to get upset and then he's going to lose the vendors. And you're right. Someone's going to be upset about it. Someone's going to, be happy about it. But it's definitely polarizing for sure. And I've seen some people online, kind of outrage and call this guy out of touch and call, overboard. And, how could you do this? Because you're right. It is a hobby, and buying and selling with, people, whether you know them or not, is part of it. So it's tough. It's a tough thing. Tough decision to make. Glad I don't have to do it. I don't have to make a decision. But what would you do, Ricky, if you were a bystander, right? And you saw a deal happen between two customers. Like, you're not gonna say anything, right? Like,
I'm running to the cops.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you gotta run. They were dealing.
Guys,
get the cuffs out. Okay, better question, or more realistic question. What if you were the one that was thrown out? Like, what do you do? Like,
just never go back.
Just never wear it on the chin. Never go back, and
it's stupid.
Leave a 1-star review.
I'll just. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's just. How do you feel about? And this is another problem too that I've seen quite often. Is how do you feel about vendors? Say they had a successful first day or first 2 days if it's a 3-day show, and then selling the table off to whoever.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that personally.
Because I know some shows have made a problem with it. They're like, you can't do this. If we catch you doing it, you're gonna get kicked out. You'll never be invited back. Blah 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 blah. So it's like,
well, honestly, they're probably only doing that because they're not getting a cut of what they're selling the table for.
It's true. What if they're selling it for cheaper though? I mean, you already made your money because you sold it to the first guy.
Right.
I think I mean, as long as the table's paid for and there's a vendor set up at the table, it shouldn't really matter who's there. Because if I sell everything in the first day or two and I sell it to say you bring fresh new inventory that people haven't seen yet, and then your table is now full of cards, whereas my table, if I was to set up, would be fairly empty. I mean, I just think it'd just be a win-win if it was done that way.
Probably as a promoter too, you want to know who's at your show.
That's true. You want to have like a manifest of the vendors there and such like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I completely agree.
Yeah. So the whole card show scene is kind of crazy right now.
We've spent the last 30-something. I have like a text covering it. Can you move, please? Message. Thank you. We've spent the last 39 minutes talking about card shows, from both good to bad, all the beauty and ugly in between. And we weren't talking about this kind of drama 6 months ago, a year ago. A lot has changed.
So much.
And it's not all for the good, unfortunately, which is kind of crazy to me.
It's crazy because you see like the 90-100% buy dealer tables for cards because of the whole repacking business. But then you go to Pokemon tables and it's just like kind of widely accepted that they pay 70% trade at 80.
Guys, a buying sign there. Yeah, I agree.
And people are okay with that because, for the most part, they're collectors.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there to make money. So as long if they have to trade $100 worth of cards to get that $80 card that they want, they're probably going to do it.
As crazy high as the Pokemon market is, whether it's sealed stuff or singles, it does seem like the whole buying, trading, and selling aspect of it has kind of held ground and maintained that 80%, 85% if you're trading. I know a lot of vendors and sellers are, okay with the whole 70 or 75%, being like the industry standard. And it's like, wow, a breath of fresh air. It's like, ooh, that's because that's how it's like always been and always, should be, for the foreseeable future, really. That again, that 70% gives you a margin for profit and also a buffer for volatility as well. And that's what you take on when you buy somebody's cards, because you're giving them cash under the table for their cards, and that alone is like a value itself.
Have repacks not hit the Pokemon market yet?
There's like definitely Pokemon versions of it. It's just nowhere near as popular because repacks is a form of breaking, and though you can break Pokemon products, and I guess you could split it up by energy, is just not nearly as possible. You see a lot of buy 4 packs get 1 pack, or buy some kind of pack related order, so to speak. It's not as much as say you're seeing with sports where it's like, oh, get this division, oh, get these 2 teams, oh, get Luke Skywalker and the Dolphins. It's just complete. I mean, it's it's out there, and you got your tiers. Like, oh, here's your low tier with these odds. Here's your high tier with these odds.
Yeah.
Since we're on the topic of Pokemon, how about? Oh, I got to share my screen. That would be helpful. How about that wonderful Pokemon Center drop in regards to Phantasmal Flames? That
absolutely insane.
That kind of went bonkers. So, just to kind of preface, really, what was it? That one Discord was able to collectively purchase 42,000 Phantasmal Flames. It's like Obsidian Flames, except Phantasmal Flames. But it was pretty much all bots. I mean, I haven't read this article yet, but isn't that what it was? It was like they got in like a day early and they were able to buy it all up, but it was the bots that were able to buy it all up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like the preface of it before I read?
Quick summary, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, let's see. This came out 2 days ago, and that's when the drop, I believe, also happened was 2 days ago, or the was supposed to happen 2 days ago. Phantasmal Flames has not launched at the Pokemon Center or major retailers. I believe it is supposed to come out in November. Sometime in November is an official release date. However, this morning, its products were preloaded into the Pokemon Center's back end in preparation for the launch, getting ready. For over an hour, scalper groups were somehow able to trick the checkout system into selling them the products. Again, people going above and beyond to do this stuff. One Discord group named Hidden Society. The Hidden Society was able to collectively purchase at least 42,000 Phantasmal Flames boost products. In a message to paid members, a group admin, Robbie West, bragged, "This is our holiday season. This is our holiday season. Let the criers cry and the whiners whine. They can go tell their moms what happened today while we reap the profits." It's like a speech you hear in the movies.
Imagine doing a whole victory lap in.
They can go and tell their moms what happened here today.
Yeah, I bet they were crying and whining about getting it canceled.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like you like Optimus Prime with like a victory speech or something. As you fight the Decepticons.
Hidden Society.
For what, ETBs? I think they the Pokemon Center ETBs. Ooh. The group openly markets itself the ultimate tool for upcoming entrepreneurs, providing exclusive information across various trending topics that put money in our members' pockets. What? What? So if Funkos come back, this hidden society will be botting Funkos, right? I mean, that's pretty much the premise of this. Is pretty much just hype beast flippers and resellers trying to hit the hot trend.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's so many of these groups out there, you have no idea.
What happened to people working? Go get a job. Go contribute to society. The hidden society. But like an actual society. Okay. It remains unclear if the Pokemon Center called the group's the group's early orders, which I think we've come to find out that they have. In private messages shown to PokeBeach, one of the group's admins told another staff member, "Just tell everyone the orders got canceled so people stop talking about it." Shortly after, screenshots began to circulate of alleged canceled orders. Oh, alleged. Maybe it wasn't. Some of the group's admins have since deactivated their social media accounts following public backlash. But Ricky, I thought it was hidden society. My voice is getting too raspy to do that.
Yeah, see, now they look stupid.
Yep. Unfortunately, it is difficult for online stores to combat scalping groups. They often employ bot networks that spoof credit card numbers, IP addresses, and even home addresses. Earlier this year, the Pokemon Center implemented a virtual queue to slow down bot purchases and also added purchase limits to their in-store machines to deter scalping. The Pokemon TCG is currently experiencing a shortage due to unprecedented demand over the past 3 fiscal years. That can't be true because they've known about this. It takes them about, I believe it's like 7 to 9 months for them to print a product. So this comes out in November. They probably started this around February, March time. You knew what the market was in February and March. So don't give me that shortage thing. But that's what keeps talking about Pokemon is the shortage, the demand. There's no demand for the supply. The prices are going through the roof. Oh, Charizard sold for $1 million, whatever. If they just print the damn thing to an oblivion, everyone's problems are solved. And they will still make money because everyone will still buy it. Who can buy it directly from them will still buy it from them. That's the money's not the problem. Okay. TPCI, the Pokemon company, has printed 42% of all, of all Pokemon cards ever produced. TPCI, which I don't think is the Pokemon company, probably some other company, is continuing to print product at max capacity. What's max capacity? I'm scared where this is leading me. It's off screen. I'll wait for it to load. When the Pokemon Center drops Phantasmal Flames, a new story will be posted here and on our Twitter. Stay tuned. And there's even images. Can I load these images? No, move. Move. Okay, I'm just gonna delete that. Oh yeah, Pokemon Center. Thank you for placing your order. Thank you for placing your order. Blah blah blah. Thank you. Absurd.
See
absolutely absurd.
What they need to do, I forget if it was this year or last year, whatever. When Nike was dropping a shoe to combat bots and all that, scalpers, flippers, whatever. So the shoe itself was priced at $250, but you can't get that $250 price unless you put in a code at checkout. So they originally listed it for $25,000.
Oh.
But the bots didn't know that, and it cost. So the flippers ended up paying $25,000 per pair because their bots weren't prepared for that. But like if you did it manually, it was like type code whatever for 90% off to get it at $250, which was original retail.
There's ways to combat botting and scalping, and I think we've seen it with sneakers where they're just making, whether it's Grail, they're re-releasing grails or popular sneakers, doing it every so often. Obviously, it's a completely different landscape than it is with cards. I mean, they're coming out with shoes that they just released 4 years ago again, and that just gives collectors and just sneaker wearers more access to either a new pair because they got theirs dirty or beat up, or someone who missed out 4 years ago. I mean,
whether it was intentional or not, Nike did a crazy good job killing the reselling market.
And I think we're seeing this. I mean, I think Kanye shot Yeezys in the foot with what he's doing, but like, I mean, you're not hearing anything about like Adidas getting scalped. Obviously, Jordan, Nike's the same thing, but they're not, hyped up anymore. So it's just like a breath of fresh air from that. And you're right, it completely died off because people are starting to able to get the Jordan 1s or the Jordan 4, whatever it may be, for pretty much MSRP. And I think if we see some kind of, I mean, they've already implemented a queuing system, the Pokemon Center, and that's kind of worked, kind of didn't work. But again, if you just pump out this product and just make millions of it, or I don't know how much you make already, but let's just call it millions, double it. The distributors will still buy from you. People will still buy from you online at the PokemonCenter.com. I and other shop owners will still buy from the distributors. It has nothing to do with the money. You have the capital to keep printing or buy another warehouse to print. I wanted to mention this. This was like the full post from Robbie West. With over 42,000 items checked out, counting muti count orders, multiple count, or whatever. It's beginning to look like OOS. I don't know what OOS stands for. Ooze. If Pokemon Center wanted to pull stock earlier, they would have well over an hour ago. Manual users were checking out as well. Massive error on their end. We just happen to be more alert than most. Send that bleeping success. Make some bleeping noise for the best bleeping dev team in the game. This is the bleeping warm up. You hear me? And then this is our holiday season. Let the criers know, or let the criers and whiners whine. They can go tell their moms what happened today and break their monitors while we reap the benefits. What a tool. And then it gets all canceled. Well, reportedly canceled.
That's so funny.
It's just like, you're right, a victory lap for this stuff. And here's an order. Was that 10 of them? No, whatever. 2, 4, 6 of them.
It's
6
like
of them
always
plus $500. Jesus.
the Pokemon Center.
Oh, hold on. This is booster bundles, ETBs. Oh, and he got 2 booster boxes. Gotcha. Okay, so 2 boosters. Okay. So it's not just ETBs.
That's why I always say don't count your money until you have it.
Exactly. And that's clearly what he's done here, supposedly. And then I guess they came out and they were like, hey, hold on, we'll pause this, cancel that. And the actual release is supposed to happen within a day or two.
It's postponed now.
Which I mean, I just don't understand. Not Phantasmal. Mega Evolutions is coming out in 3 weeks. The hype around that is dying. Why are you shooting it in the foot again? They do this every damn time. They just shoot themselves in the foot. It's preposterous. Alrighty. I'm so happy I read that story. That guy's such a tool bag. But he's not the only one that's doing it. There's other groups out there that do it.
He's just
other scalpers.
Who got it right.
Exactly. Well, right, and then possibly wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, I mean, I've seen so many people come in the shop and people at shows that are just in it because it's the hot thing right now. And they're openly blunt about it. They don't mind. Like, oh, yeah, it's because it sells. It's what's making money. It's like, I guess, like, it's great. But, like, I don't know. It just poisons the hobby a little bit because once the next thing comes around or the money dries up for you, you're gone. Maybe that's for the better, but, like, it sucks in the meantime because it's taken away from people who actually want the product, who plan on ripping the product, or who collect the product, or whatever it may be.
Like I haven't ripped an ETB in months.
Yeah, it's tough sledding right now. It is. I haven't ripped anything Pokemon related myself either. Maybe the grading report can cheer us up here, Ricky. I don't know.
No, it won't because it's gonna piss me off seeing Beckett's name.
They are down month over month, Ricky. 14% less than what they were last month. And I mean, granted, you're not getting a card graded. You're only getting it recapsulated, reholdered. And they're like, we're gonna have you wait 4 months.
Oh, okay. Let me start with that because now I'm getting mad.
Yes, let that anger out.
They've had my card in their possession for 2 months now.
2 months.
2 months. And all I was getting was a new holder because mine had a scratch on it.
That you did.
That I did. And they said a 10-day turnaround.
Business
which
day.
is clearly not true. So when you submit to PSA, the turnaround time starts as soon as they get it, as soon as they get possession of it. So I submitted it weeks before the National, hoping to get it back by the National. Which, makes sense. Like a few days to get there and then 10 days max for it just for them to put in a new case, which takes 10 seconds.
The relabel, right? That's the one you did? Oh, no,
yes.
recase.
Recase.
Oh, whatever.
All the way
Recase.
to the right. But, so with BGS, I guess, the turnaround time doesn't start until it's in their system because for some reason those are occurrences. So they got my card July 9th in their possession. I got an email around August 6th saying that they verified it. That they just verified it and that the turnaround time was starting. So it took them a whole month just to verify my item. And now, fast forward another month, 8 or 20 plus so business days, and I still don't have it. No updates, no tracking number, no nothing. How does that happen? How? They've had my card for 2 months. Like I was hoping to get it by the National. Now I'm praying I get it back by before the end of the season.
I'm looking at my order now, and it was received on the 15th of July. That's one of them. I was always under the impression that, and I think this is how you kind of explained it, is like they get it in the mail. They'll get it in the mail. They'll open it up, check to make sure it's there, and then they kind of put it off to the side. And then whenever it's turning the queue, they'll get it. They'll be like, all right, James Wood, check. All right, CJ Stroud, check. All right, whatever. And then they'll move it along.
What I'm kind of assuming happened is the packages are just sitting in a bin until they get to it. I don't even think they open it, verify it, or nothing until they get to it.
Probably, possibly, yeah. I mean, the tracking number hits. I guess I don't know because I know what CGC is like. They get it. It says delivered. Well, they did have a PO box. Now they don't. It's just all one address. It all goes to the stuff wherever it goes, and then they receive it. And then once the receiving hits, that's when the clock starts. And then it will sit in receiving for a long time. But once it hits the grading process, then it goes pretty quickly, and it's probably out the door in like a week or 10 days. With Beckett, well, let me fast forward, rewind even further. I remember when I used to grade with TGA, the grading authority. I mean, they would get it, check that it's all there, and then they would put it in a safe and then leave it there, get to the orders ahead of it. And then when it was their turn, they'd grab it, pull it from the safe and get to it. And I'm like, okay, that's a very secure way of doing it. And you're keeping track of the dates. All right. Oh, hey, Murph's order has been here for 10 days, turnaround time's 20 days. They try to do the math that way. Granted, a smaller company, smaller scale, but still the processes should be fairly the same for all these grading companies. I mean, it shouldn't be drastically different, whether it's PSA or TGA for that matter. But I guess this Beckett one's, I would be annoyed too. I mean, I get annoyed when I'm waiting a regular turnaround time.
Right. I get it. Like when I submit to PSA for 4 to 5 business days, I'm probably not seeing those cards for like 2 months, which is fine. That's what I paid for.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it's taking 2 months to do something that they could do in 10 seconds.
You could do it in 10 seconds.
Like at this point, I should just mail me the case. I'll do it myself.
Just a little hot glue and put it down.
Ooh, this is...
I would just call them after this.
I'm going to.
Because, I mean, I guess...
This is getting insane. Like,
how
have they had my card for 2 months already?
And it's just the one card. It's not like you have like 100 card submission because bigger orders do take longer. That's just a fact. And you're not even getting the card graded where they have to look at it, inspect it, throw it on the microscope. It's just like, oh, the card's a 9.5, a little crack. Okay.
Like they have to verify it to make sure it's real, which obviously, sure, whatever, go ahead.
You guys graded it. I hope it's real.
But why can't they do that all in one motion? Why can't they verify it?
It should take like 20 minutes. Open it, do it, crack it, reseal it.
Like they don't even need to make a new label.
Just slide it out, slide it in.
Like, oh my gosh. And
I like the fierceness, the fiery spirit. I like it. I show it way too much. It's good and it's refreshing coming from you. Usually I'm the one.
When I finally get this card, that label is crooked.
You get the Murph Cartown special. It's not a special. It happened one time.
If that label is crooked when I get it,
it's gonna.
Beckett will be out of business.
They were at the West Coast show too. You could have went up to them and asked them, like, "Hey, where's my card?"
This is the thing too. I went up to them at the National. I talked to one of their workers. I was like, "Hey, I submitted this for 10-day turnaround time. I haven't done any tracking yet, any updates, whatever." He was like, "Oh, the turnaround time doesn't." They scan it in and verify. I'm like, he's like, "Oh, it's the same for PSA and all that." I'm like, "No, it's not. That's not how it works. Turnaround time starts as soon as they get it.
As soon as, again, under my impression, it hits received. Now, the tracking reception and the grading reception could be two different receivings. But when the company claims that they've received it, that's when the clock should start. Do you fear it could be lost? Has that crossed your mind?
That has crossed the back of my mind.
Because it's one card and it's easy to lose one card. I would feel terrible. I would not blame you for never ever wanting to use Beckett ever again.
I'm even now. I'm never using them again.
I don't blame you. And clearly, only 64,000. Well, I can't say people, but 64,000 cards are only being graded by them. I mean, it's almost half of what SGC is doing, and they're a damn boutique company now, and their numbers are going down. So I definitely don't blame you for sure. I think it's been a little ridiculous. I mean, with Beckett, I have a sales rep that I can email, gets back to me within like a day or two. That's always nice. CGC, I can call. I think anybody can call their customer service and get an update on them. And the conversation done in 10 minutes to give you an answer within 10 minutes. And that's always nice. I know when I used to, I don't know SGC. I can't speak on that. I know when I used to work with TGA, I could literally Facebook message or text one of the owners like, hey, where's the order? Do you have an update on that? So the customer service, I think a lot of people take for granted because it's such an oversight for people until they need it. Like a lot of people will just pick in this case PSA because of the name brand, or pick whoever's the cheapest. But you try getting in touch with PSA's customer service. Good luck. You would be far more infuriated if this was a PSA situation and you were going through that whole process with them and the same things were happening. At least you were able to get some kind of answer at the National, not the one you wanted, but at least you were able to talk to somebody there. Hopefully after we're done recording in a few, you'll be able to call up and get an answer that way. But again, people are so blind to customer service, something I pride myself on very much, until they need it. And I think customer service is something that a lot of people should take a little bit more seriously. Even if it costs a couple extra dollars for whatever the service may be, card, grading, hobby, included, not included, doesn't matter. Great customer service, I think, goes a very long way in the customer experience. And we're clearly seeing that right now with you.
Yeah, so this is the verification email.
Hold on. Let me take this down. Okay. Your submission completed verification and has been picked up placed in the grading queue based on the service turnaround time you selected. Please note, posted turnaround times are in business days and do not include weekends and holidays. They're also not guaranteed. A lot of the companies will say on their website, they'll have like a little asterisk next to the days and says it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, I understand that part.
But it's been When was that email? When was that email?
I got that August 6th.
August 6th. Okay, so August 6th, let's call it day 0. So day 1 would be August 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Today is 21. That's from August 6th. So it's been 21 business days. Skipping Labor Day, skipping weekends. The only state is Rhode Island that celebrates Victory Day, which I think was on the 18th this year. So that wasn't a holiday there. So it's been 21 business days since you've received that email. There's only weekends and Columbus Day, which they may or may not be open. I couldn't tell you that are kind of in between now and like the next holiday. 21 business days. Business days.
35. Now I count how many business days they've had my card.
That's probably another 20-ish.
Yeah, another 20 days.
So 41.
So they've had my card. So they've had my card for 41 business days already.
On 10-day turnaround time.
Like that's a PSA bulk submission.
I was gonna say, and this is just one reholder submission, and it's not even an actual submission. And
all they have to do is crack it open and press it down.
You should go to the Dallas Card Show this week and fly out to the Dallas show, go to the Dallas show, and then go to Beckett's facility, which I think is like the next town or two over. And they've already gone broken into a couple years ago. So, I mean, not going to say break into it, but at least knock on the door. Hello?
And then they wonder why their numbers are down.
And why it's at 64,000 compared to, again, SGC nearly doubling them after trending drastically down. I'm going to look at more the month over month in this instance because Beckett's down, SGC's down, but SGC nearly doubled. They're both trending down year over year. I mean, obviously SGC drastically. I think people are SGC was just a hype train for a while, and now I think they're just crumbling apart. CGC holding, look at that, 156 year over year. That's just insane growth. Obviously, a lot of it's with TCG cards and Pokemon cards, but still, we still need to factor it all in. 10% over last month, -1. I mean, they're at 1.6 and change million every month. It's just copy and paste. Let's see, and then they do have here. So yeah, here's the sports. Only 36,000 for sports for CGC, but still up 68% from last year. PSA Sports, they're grading more Pokemon cards / TCG cards than they are sports cards. PSA. And then the TCG non-sport, obviously drastic change. And there's their million there.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah. That is the it's nuts because there's no right grading company to go. Everyone's gonna have something to bitch about or complain about with somebody.
Except don't bring sports to CGC and Pokemon to SGC. That's wrong.
I don't know. I don't mind sports with CGC. I mean, I know it doesn't really sell, but I could really care less. I mean, I have like a nice submission that I don't want to say nice submission, but I'm putting together a submission and I'm torn between if I want to go CGC or Beckett because it's both sports and Pokemon. And I'd rather just all be on the same submission than split it.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out when we get there. We only have a few minutes left, but I quickly want to talk about one more quick topic. And I made a video about this maybe a month or two ago, but it is the big box store. Not dilemma. We're not talking about any more dilemmas. Target and Walmart sneering $1 billion in sales on trading cards. Target says trading card sales could break $1 billion next year, while Walmart reports a 200% spike fueled by Pokemon, Magic, and sports cards. Magic, I promise you, is probably only from the Final Fantasy set. Otherwise, they probably didn't sell a single Magic card because it always sits on the shelf every single time we go there. Collectors are chasing everything from the 90s, false, packs to the latest releases. Quickly, I guess I'll kind of wrap this up in my outgoing take here. Big box stores need to sell the cards. They do, because it allows Joe Schmo who doesn't know what a trading card is, or he's with his son and the son points it out because his favorite player is on the box, or the cute Pokemon he likes is on the box, and he wants to buy it. Otherwise, they would never have been exposed to it because they just happened to be grocery shopping that day, or getting a new back to school outfit, whatever it may be. And I think from that element, it's such a great introductory for a lot of people. It introduces a lot of in the moment purchases. It can be like, oh, you were good today while we were shopping. Let me reward you with something. We always get like a candy bar or something. Okay, well, now you can get a pack of, a box of Pokemon cards for being good at the store for an hour. So I think from that angle, it serves a lot of purposes. But obviously, the purpose that we mostly know it as is a means for people to scalp and buy the product and to resell it for more than what it is. Now, Walmart and Target don't always sell products at MSRP. People are very, very misled by that, which some products are, some products aren't. Now, people need to be very careful because Walmart.com has third-party sellers just like Amazon does. And if you or I are a third-party seller, Ricky, we could go sell that new Phantasmal Flames Pokemon Center ETB that our bots got 40,000 of, and we can go sell it on Walmart.com for whatever we want. Target, I don't think you can do that because I think it's just Target.com. But even them, they're selling certain blaster boxes for $27.99 when it should be $24.99, $32.49 when it should be $29.99. At the end of the day, my point is this. Be careful where you buy from, whether it's from the big box stores or not. And I think that this headline is very, very misleading. And I think the direction that people think that the big box stores are going with is ultimately not good for the hobby because, again, let's just go to Walmart and Target or GameStop for that matter and buy Pokemon cards when their prices could be at similar or worse than, say, local card shops, online shops, shows even. So, yeah, that's my outgoing take. Be careful where you buy. Be careful where you sell. Be careful where you trade. And don't get thrown out. That's all I'm going to say.
Amen.
Amen to that. All right. What is your outgoing take today besides buying James Wood?
I'm never using Beckett again. I
Can't blame you.
I can't tell other people to do that, but I'm never using Beckett again.
Next episode's gonna be sponsored by Beckett. Brought to you by Beckett Collectibles.
I'm calling out sick.
That's okay. I did that yesterday.
Let's see. What's my outgoing take?
I pulled the James Wood auto out of a Pulse hobby box the other day because I opened one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like I pulled. Actually, it's kind of. I forget who was on it. It was James Wood, some other kid. I knew Cruz. I got 5 cards. Oh, Dylan. Yeah, no, Dylan Cruz was one actually. Funny you say that. Him, those two, a pitcher, another player I knew, I can't remember, and then some guy I just absolutely had no idea who it was.
Soroka, Mackenzie Gore.
I'll go get him.
Well,
We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. I'll go get him. Finish your outgoing take. I'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess respect goes a long way. Respect shows respect for the people setting up at the dealer shows respect for your customer.
I completely lied to you. It wasn't Dylan Cruz.
Who was it?
Okay, so here's the James Wood one. This is not numbered or anything, but nice on-card auto. Love that.
Oh, nice.
This was Matt Shaw. That I do know. Or him,
his was crazy.
He's from Springfield, Mass. I didn't know that. Well, place of birth. Springfield, Mass.
Know that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
we have
his crazy.
Noel V. Marte, Mr. Suspension himself.
Yeah.
And then Xavier Isaac. Him I know.
Yeah.
Cool little auto. This is number 9 of 25. And then the guy I don't know, Caden Dana. Never heard of him.
Caden Dana. That name doesn't ring a bell.
So those were my 5 autos that I pulled. Pretty cool.
Those are some good autos, though.
That's what I'm saying. I like, again, I guess not to go on a tangent here, but I like Leaf and Pulse. I mean, it gives you cool cards, great value for the price point.
And those
these are all on cards. Yeah, the design's pretty neat. And you can't even tell, like, I mean, obviously you would probably see like a little logo probably like right there on the corner. You can't even tell that it's unlicensed because they do a good job to try to cover it up. Alrighty.
What's yours?
Huh?
What's your outgoing take?
Oh, I kind of packaged it all up with the whole Target Walmart thing. Just be careful where you buy, sell, and trade. Don't get thrown out. Just buy what you like, grade with who you like. Don't fall for the hype. Do your research.
Stop feeding the repackers.
Stop feeding the repackers. Stop feeding the bots. Stop feeding the resellers. Yeah, I mean, this was just an explosive episode today. I think there was just a lot of passion, a lot of rage that was just kind of flying around. It was a really good one. I can't wait to get this one uploaded. But all right, did you get to yours while I was AFK for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
I just said respect the hobby, respect each other, respect the and all that.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that will wrap it up for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologize for the day late. Well, actually, we're like 15 days late because we weren't able to do it 2 weeks ago because I was away for a show. But hopefully you did enjoy today's episode. Please smash thumbs up button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't considered subscribing. Check out the channel membership program. Again, big shout out to Keon for being a Case Hit member. I have the next video covering Ricky's face right there. And I hope you guys click on that, and I will see you in that video. Until then, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Happy collecting.